Hi everyone, welcome back to the 2-Bit Crypto channel. My name is Mike. In this video, we're taking a look at the new extended white paper from the team at Shiryo Inu and some exciting proposals and projects they're working on as part of that. So if you like the sound of that and you like cryptocurrency and making money, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. Give it a thumbs up. Let's check out this white paper. So we haven't really covered Shiryo for a while, but they have just released this extended 59-page white paper. So we're going to kind of go through it. Some of the things that I want to really talk about: the Shiryoverse, which we know Jordan's talked around on a couple of AMs, the Shiryoverse law, card renting sounds pretty exciting, some concept art of what that looks like, and a few other things. So let's work through it. So we're going to fly through the kind of the first bits because all this is very similar to what was on there before. So talk a little bit about the game and what it's like. And again, for anyone who's looked at this game or anyone who's invested it, you kind of already know what's going on. It has been audited by Fisrt and does have the Skynet running, and the contract is fully renowned. So that's good to start with. A quick look at the tokenomics. So it's a 1 quintillion supply, 18 zeros. They had a fair launch, 3% in reflections, 4% in marketing, and 4% in development. Now, look, here's the interesting bit. They put in their burns and the Etherscan address. So you see that, you know, we're at $275,000 worth of burns, and they seem to be ramping that up as well, which is good. So, you know, almost a deflationary nature of the token, not through automatic burns, but by burns that the dev team are doing, which is really good. And again, just talks a little bit about the reflections. Talks a little bit on the Fisrt audit, and again, I'll link my initial video so you can go and check it out down in below. Talks through the team. Again, we've seen those guys, but then it does go into a bit more detail of some of the lesser known team and what their roles are. So you see the team part 2, and again the Cubs to team part 3 into the market in place, and then we get into some of the exciting stuff. So we heard Jordan talk about this on quite a few of his AMAs. So stills of examples of game assets and environments included, giving our investors an idea of the vision for Shiryo's graphic elements. So super cool looking, sticks with this mythical idea of the game. But you can see there it's kind of like a fire wolf, I guess would probably be the best description. We can see the wolf theme is strong, obviously, with Shiryo, but look, 2 really good concepts there. And then we're into kind of some of the card designs. And look, and I think there's a real opportunity with these cards, similar to the Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, where you can get packs and they're slightly different. So you can see there spell card, element card, beast card, alpha beast card, spell and beast. And then we start to look at some color ones. Now, tell me they don't look really sick. I really like the look of these cards. The artists on them, you know, absolutely, I think, have got the concept down to a T. So I really like the look of some of these cards. You can see there, probably taking more of a Hearthstone-esque beast card on in some of these. But look, the cards look really sick. I think, you know, they do look slightly different to what we see in the initial game when that first launch. But look, I really like what they're doing. I really like the concept. I think it looks really cool. And look, I'm dead excited to get a chance to play it. You know, you start to look into some of these and they just look really cool. So, you know, absolutely credit to the team behind it. Then we start looking into a bit more of the kind of Shiryoverse and the backgrounds and where it comes off. You can see here that they're kind of the place where you're going to be playing your cards. And then we are into gameplay, and it gives us a bit of a mechanic of what that's going to look like. So players can play against a bot who will utilize a skill level similar, or they can join the live lobby. So again, like what you see on Hearthstone, what you see Magic the Gathering, etc. We obviously know that we've got the minted packs. We are aware of the barrier to entry with blockchain-based games is the cost. We've decided to implement a feature which will allow users to play with 50 free cards. The cards are not to be stored in your wallet, but on the DApp for any player to use prior to purchasing a full deck. So, you know, unbelievably accessible. And my hat goes off to Jordan and Martin, the entire team of that. You know, it's a great move to get people interested in the game. I think it's really important that you shouldn't have to have a cost initially to get into, and then that's about how deep you want to get into the game. So I think hats off, really good move on the Shiryo team. Then it gives us a real idea of what we're actually going to see on the game table. So you can see that you and your opponent start with 40 health points, draw 3 cards. Coin is tossed to decide the first player to place. Whoever's going second gets an extra card drawn. So exactly the same as the kind of Hearthstone mechanic. You can see the cards in your hand, not your opponent's, etc., etc., and a maximum of 7 in play at once. I think Hearthstone's 8, if I remember rightly. Each card has an attack and it scores a health, and the cards can be an element or ability too. So I think there is going to be a slightly different mechanic to this, with spells and slightly different abilities that allow you to unlock certain things. And then the winner is when the hero's health is 0 on the opposite team. So really exciting from that. Talks about the hand. You can hold 10 in the card and draw another, it would be burnt. So again, very similar to the Hearthstone mechanic. The avatars with the health bar, and then energy, which is something we don't really see on Hearthstone, but they have the little crystals. So again, the same sort of principle there, which I think really looks really cool. And then the beasts. Player in any order you wish. Once played, they cannot be moved on the board. When cards are played, they will take 1 turn to become ready to attack. So that, again, is slightly different from that. But I do think this will adapt and this will change, and we will start to see different abilities with some of these cards and whether they can attack straight away, whether they have to wait. I think the options are limitless. Deck contains a maximum of 30 cards. 1 damage on the first attempt to draw a card, 2 damage second, so on and so on, to make sure that it does finish. Starting hand, again, very similar to what you see on Hearthstone, 3 cards in which you can change some of them. And drawing a card will be exactly the same, and then playing a card exactly the same as what you see on Hearthstone. So that's pretty exciting. And then you click the end turn button. So the mechanics do feel very similar to Hearthstone, just with the kind of Shiryo concept and this kind of play to earn idea. Attacking enemies, you attack the enemies, and obviously it will work based automatically on what you see in terms of damage and the abilities of those attacks. Once a card has been killed, it's returned to the relevant player's graveyard. Cards remain here unless a spell allowing for a resurrection has been played, which again feels like a really interesting concept. Prolongs the game a little bit, I think, and maybe makes it a bit more tactical in terms of which cards you play and how you play them. So the cards are NFT cards, non-fungible tokens, live in a player's wallet. Players can burn multiple cards in the hope of receiving a more powerful card, so you layer it up. So that's the other thing, these cards will become tradable and will have a value given their NFTs and on the blockchain. So it kind of opens this game up for gamers, holders, collectors, the rarity of these cards. I think Jordan said in one of the AMAs, we're going to see that basic, common, not common, working all the way up to legendary. So, excited to see a value attached to them. I think is going to be really exciting. Talks through some of the card abilities and what they are. And then the card renting, which I think is a really interesting concept. And I really would like to hear what you guys think. Do you have an amazing deck but don't have time to play? We'll implement an exciting pack renting scheme which will allow users to put their packs up for rent. Other players can play the game with them and you can split the profits straight down the middle. So here's the idea of someone, of a collector, that gets into this, that maybe isn't a gamer, maybe doesn't have the time, suddenly can earn from their cards. So this passive income, all of a sudden, this whole gaming space becomes really, really exciting. Game logic, in order to better understand, there's going to be a full game logic PDF, which I'll link in the description. It just talks about how you go through it. So let's talk about Shiryoverse. And look, this feels like it's going to grow arms and legs, and it feels really, really exciting. Jordan's talked about this on every AMA he's done. And it just sort of gives you a bit of a feeling there. So you come home from work tired, you make yourself a coffee, turn on your computer, you blow off some steam in hard day and escape reality and head over to the Shiryoverse, where you've got elements of the card game. You can select when to visit on the map and be transported into a metaverse where there's some volcanoes. So look, this whole immersible thing, want to upgrade your deck, head to an immersive store environment. And Jordan did say on one of his AMAs, people can earn or own some of these things that the other users are going to have to use. So example, if you want to upgrade your cards, someone might have this NFT, this thing that upgrades your cards and you can earn from there. Want to take a step further and own your own piece. So again, this whole owning land in the Shiryoverse, the 10% will be reserved for battle arenas, tournaments and social spaces. So the team at Shiryo will have that and it'll be a free space to go to. The rest is up for grabs. So we know that at the minute, the metaverse and digital land is absolutely at a premium. So exciting to see what that looks like. And then it talks about the Shiryoverse law. So the time when Andrea was a green, prosperous land full of people, the continent was divided into 4 lands ruled by 4 different nations living in harmony. The hottest region in the northeast was covered in lush forests and foggy weather, the Kendrum Firelands. The name came from the double-edged sword of the Firelands, Titan Persepi, an active volcano, a blessing and a curse. Talked a little bit around what the Shiryoverse is and where it's going to be. So look, I really like this. I like the backstory. I love the whole concept behind it. And you can tell there's some real thought going into this. So look, absolutely love what the team are doing over there. And you can see there's just some concepts and ideas of what that is going to look like and where you can hang out in the Shiryoverse. Now, here's the bit that everybody wants to know. How do I make money from my Shiryoverse tokens and how do I make it from playing? So a variety of methods in which users will be rewarded for playing Shiryo. Both the community and the team see this as a fundamental important aspect of our ecosystem. And we would like to clarify that there will be game modes for less experience, which do not run the risk of losing their avatar or cards, which I think is really interesting. So card wagering, prior to the beginning of the match, a card can wager a card to the victory will take. The matchmaking system will ensure that they're matched against individuals who are willing to wager cards of similar rarity. So here's how the play to win thing. You can bet your cards. You both chuck a card in, the winner takes all. So avatar wagering, you can do the same. Card packs, you can follow an accumulation of card packs with not enough tokens, and weekly and monthly tournaments, which could be massive. Imagine this, guys. You get home from work, you jump into the Shiryoverse, you meet up with the boys, and then you go and you get into a tournament, and you can be the best player in the game. You can level up your attacks and level up your decks, which I think is a really interesting concept. Talks a little bit about community guidelines. Again, there's a full thing there. Minting packs we've covered off in the channel, but still able to do it. The same with avatars, and you can go and get your avatars. Staking is up and running. I know Adam Shelton did a great video on this, but staking your tokens so you can get free packs, which again is another great thing. Just remember there is an 11% transfer tax on staking, and there is also some minimum numbers that you must have on there. Then it kind of goes into the technology that sits behind it, under utilizing the Ethereum entry and exit points, but there are no transactions in the middle to play, causing gameplay to slow down. So instant play, really well designed, really well thought out from the team. Clearly a lot of concepts behind it. And then the metaverse integration, which I think we're going to start to see more and more of recently. When we take a look at the roadmap for 2022, integration of the central database, NFT card reveal, which is going to be amazing. That will give us a real flavor for what we're going to see coming in next year. Onboarding with Twitch partners and extended launch of promotional with YouTube marketing campaign. Jordan talks about a lot about that they're going to heavily market this into next year once the product is ready to go to market. The Shiryo merch store, expand the listings. Quarter 2, full game release, which I think will be really exciting. The Shiryo Spaces implementation, booster packs, the Shiryoverse expansion into customizable land and assets. Cannot wait. Launch of the Shiryo DAO, which will be exciting. More exchange listings and a Shiryo manga release. Into the third one, new decks, game rebalancing, and I think they're going to have to do game rebalancing quite a bit, to be honest, given the nature of it. Anime release, some more exchange listings, and more Twitch and YouTube promotions. And then looking towards the last part, the metaverse upgrade, integrating VR and AR, which I think is just going to be unbelievable. Exchange listings expansion, physical card pack and game board release. Imagine that, guys. Imagine your NFTs in a real touchable pack that you can get. It's going to be amazing. And then as we grow and expand, we'll continue to expand and develop our roadmap. So then just some links at the back. So look, super exciting news coming out of Shiryo Inu. Let me know in the comments below what you think, but I am hyped for that. Unbelievable, unbelievable. If we take a quick look at the market, though, we are still pretty much in the bear market. Everything is red out there, down 2.3% at 2.23 trillion. Bitcoin still struggling at 48.4, and everything else having a bit of a rough time. When we move and have a look at Shiryo, you know, the chart is trying to correct a little bit. You know, we have seen a little bit of a breakout here this morning over the last couple of hours. Daily volume up, though, 1.1 million, and the market cap $31.7 million. And holders just gone over that 34,000 mark on Dextal. So looks like some good news. Looks like the white paper's been really well received. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Shiryo Inu and how you think this white paper is going to land. That's going to do it for this video. As ever, guys, if you watched till the end, make sure you subscribe to the channel. 1,000 subscribers are only 15 people away, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one.